I had shared you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. If not, also if it is comfortable, my speech, I can go ahead.
If you can share it, ma'am. Is it possible or not possible?
I'll continue with my speech, sir.
Yes, you please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So all these biotic and abiotic components, we can this total universe can be made of 4 segments: biosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, and lithosphere. So whatever the living organisms are there on the globe in the universe, nothing but it is a sphere-like, because we are considering our Earth as a sphere, so that whatever the living organisms are there, that can be known as biosphere, and all the gaseous part can be as of atmosphere. All the watery part of the universe is the hydrosphere, and all the rocky area of the universe is the lithosphere. So all these 4 spheres need to be coordinated with each other. If not, the uncertainty of the environmental, these things, natural calamities we are now experiencing, all these things because of only the disturbing and altering of all the compositions of these biotic and abiotic components. So here, man and environment relationship, if we consider, the man is, as already I told, the man is the only living organism capable of modifying, altering, disturbing each and everything of the environment according to his need. Because first of all, he started hunting animals and cutting trees for his basic needs. Later on, whatever the urbanization we are seeing now, that has been happened from so many years. So day by day, to increase his comforts, he started disturbing each and every component of the environment. So that now we are experiencing the large scale of deforestation. Whenever the deforestation occurred, all these things, sudden tufans and tsunamis, and day by day the global warming, increasing the temperature of the earth, all these things we are experiencing because of this deforestation only. So increasing the quantity of CO2 levels due to burning of all these deforestation, because plants are the biotic components of the earth which can produce oxygen. No any creature on the earth can produce oxygen except plants, green plants. So green plants are the God gift to us, which can give us the life, that is nothing but oxygen. Without oxygen we can't, actually without water also we can survive for some time, but without oxygen we can't imagine even for minutes. So that all these things are altering by the man for his comforts. It is an hour we need to accept the industrialization and urbanization, that is nothing but nation's development. There is a need of national development, certainly, and we also need to develop technologically, but we have to make alternatives which does not cause any effect on these components, biotic and abiotic components. So my assumption is we need to, whenever we are making some disturbance to the environment, alternatively we have to give some eradications also, or some other alternatives also, to not to make disturbing the environment. So whenever we are making the environment disturb, there will be many effects. So that there are positive effects and negative effects. and direct effects, indirect effects, all these things we can assume. So mainly if we see, why I'm stressing this much, that is man is the only reason for all these things. Unnecessarily, if there is no need itself, we are making or we are causing some a nuisance or some disturbance to the environment. Say suppose many things we are not concentrating even though we are well educated. See, nowadays we are using many more household chemicals. Actually, that much need is not there to use the hazardous chemicals. In our house only, we are making cause of liberation of CFCs. You believe it or not? Actually, the refrigeration works. Whatever we are using now, the refrigerator and AC, the refrigerants using in them are making release of chlorofluorocarbons, which are damaging the ozone layer. So what is ozone layer? I told you the spheres in the atmosphere. It is a God's gift to us. The formation of ozone continuously in the ozone layer, which obstructs the passage of UV rays directly onto the earth. If UV rays directly pass on to the earth, many more crops will not be grown up right now, and the UV rays directly fall upon on our skin. It will cause for skin cancers, and whatever the UV radiations, they will cause for mutations also in the newborn, the infants and newborn babies. Mutations giving birth. Six fingers on a hand or six fingers on a we are listening many things right now, a baby born with two heads joined. So all these things, the sudden change in the genome is nothing but the mutation. Those mutations will be causing by the UV rays directly fall. Actually, that is the genetical problem, but that problem is arising in some instance due to the UV radiation also. So there is a need and hour that we cannot imagine our life without the usage of refrigerator or AC, isn't it? So what we can do? We can do whatever the refrigerants now you are using in the refrigerator or AC, we can make another less hazardous refrigerant in that. That is nothing but science versus engineering. So science has given its theorem, and engineering and technology need to take that theorem and they need to make the societally useful product, which is sustainable, which is environmental friendly. So that I had given my idea, my thought to my students in 2013. They had thought that instead of sulfur dioxide we are using in the ACs, we can use carbon dioxide, which is available, plentifully available, and which is causing global warming also, greenhouse gas that is. So that the sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide almost resemblance, so that in their properties, so that we can use instead of sulfur dioxide we can use carbon dioxide, so that there may not be a chance of producing chlorofluorocarbons from our ACs and refrigerants. So that type of alternative sources we have to choose, or we have to think innovatively, which are environmental friendly. So what it is our basic responsibility to protect our environment, because we are living in that environment. So environment cleanliness is most important thing today. We need to concentrate on that. Now, Another important thing I need to tell here, actually, I don't know whether all these things are known by many people, but we are not focusing, even though these are all known by us, but we are not focusing on that. Today, we are using room sprays. So that is a very hazardous chemical we are using as a room spray. That room spray also is having some anti-environmental agents and chemicals which are hazardous to the environment. So we can experience some breathing problems from that. And not only that, it is altering the environment, environmental composition, because whatever as the previous speaker said that we need to know about our body, like that we need to know our environment also. So whatever the composition of our body is, we need to maintain, like that we need to maintain the environmental composition also. Whenever we are using this room space, they are also causing some release of harmful gases, harmful chemicals into the environment, that is itself is damaging our room environment. So what is the liveliness is present in our room environment will be damaged by the excess and overusage of the chemicals. So many people may question us. So how can we get rid of all these things, and how can we live without these things? Our comfort zone, spraying the room spray in our room will give us some comfortness. Like that, some people may ask. But we need to use the room spray, but we have to make it as sustainable. So switch on to the greener products, switch on to the greener chemicals. Nature has given us a very good gifts of all the greener chemicals, green chemicals. We can extract the green chemicals from the fruit peels, which are we are making as a waste material from our kitchen. So we can use the orange peel. We can keep it in a small bowl in a water. Keeping in water, you keep that in room. It is a very good like a room freshener and room sprayer also. It will give a good fragrance. So instead of by spending many like much more amount, much more money, we can switch to the greener chemicals. It is a very cheaper in cost, environmental friendly, and it is not causing any damage to our health also. So this is the need and hour we need to concentrate upon that. One more thing we are not concentrating, actually, I wish to give a small example as a chemistry lecturer. We are using soap and detergents for cleansing action. I wish to give a small example. So actually, for the making of soap, only an oil, whether it is edible oil or non-edible oil, an oil or fat plus one chemical, a very less hazardous chemical, because I'm not giving any reaction mechanism and all the process involved in that. So by means of one reaction, saponification reaction, this oil and that chemical will be mixed and we can get soap. Simply two chemicals are needed for making soap. That is enough for our cleansing action. But what we are making that soap to be very shiny, very like appearance should be very glassy in nature, very shiny in nature, so that we are adding some lubricating oils to that, and it should be it should give very like huge foam, so that we are adding some more chemicals. It should be in some colors, so that we are adding some more chemicals. All these chemicals which we are adding are the extra chemicals we are giving to the environment. That's it. There is no any action for the chemicals. There is no any work for those chemicals. So if anything doesn't have any work, definitely it will create a nuisance, and definitely it will create some damage. So anybody, even people also, if they don't have any proper work, they will think some differently, and some may cause some nuisance to the society, like that. So that all these chemicals, what they are doing, after cleansing action, all these chemicals are going from the wastewater into the groundwater, and they are making as converting as residues. So whenever the residue has been formed, once the residue has been formed, it will not destruct up to 660 years. So meanwhile, they are entering into the groundwater, and from the groundwater to any plants or plant bodies, and say suppose sometimes directly if we consume that consumption, that groundwater if I consume, so that what will happen, it is entering into the human body, again from the human excretions it is entering into the groundwater, so that it is recycling up to 660 years. So 660 years it is recycling from one place to another place. What is the damage it is creating? It is a highly carcinogen in nature. So today we are experiencing, and we are listening, we are hearing many more cancers. So all the cancers are due to carcinogenic agents, which are coming from environment. So this, whatever the residue formed, that is highly carcinogenic in nature. So whenever it is entering into our body, it is making some cancers. So in my terms, there is no need of addition of all these chemicals. But we are now in very posh lives. So the manufacturers, if they doesn't add all these things, no buyers will come. So that their income may be drop. So that we need to add all these things, but we need to switch to the greener chemicals. Many colors, many pigments we can extract from the fruit peels, or from the flowers. Flowers coloring agents are there in many more flowers. So all those pigments we can extract, and those can impart to give as a dyes, both for like fabric also, fabric dyes also we can use, and paints and varnishes also we can use, and all the things, all the coloring agents, whenever we are adding, if we switch to this greener chemicals, that will make some less degradation of the environment. So this is actually my assumption to explain this impact of environmental degradation. Actually, there is a three piece like a phenomenon is there in the developing countries. What are the three P's? Is population, poverty, and pollution. All these three P's are the key factors for rapid environmental degradation. These three will be multiplied. That means if the population size increases, per capita consumption of resources will be increases. So whenever the per capita consumption increases, degradational pollution caused by the per capita unit resources will be increased. So all these multiplication will give the impact of environmental degradation onto the society now. So now there is a need and hour to switch on to the sustainable development. So what is sustainable development? It is a pattern of resource use that aims to meet human needs while preserving the environment, so that these needs can be met not only in the present but also for future generations. Every generation should live air, water, and soil itself, and that should be pure and unpolluted as much as possible. So sustainability means to sustain human this society and ecological systems in a healthy and functional state. So the concepts of sustainable development, if we concentrate, control of pollution mainly, and the reduction of excessive uses of resources and conserving resources. Next, we need to concentrate upon the recycling and reuse of material for waste minimization. actually 12 principles of green chemistry is there. In that, first principle is this recycling and reuse of the waste material. That is nothing but the solid waste management we have to make. Actually, many more things need to discuss with you, but I don't know whether time permits or not. So switch on to the biofuels also. Not relying upon only these fossil fuels. If we switch on to the biofuels, that also can cause the less degradation of environment. So development of good mass transportation facilities to reduce air pollution, and by using effective environmental management tools like environmental impact assessment, environmental impact statement, all these things, if we concentrate upon them, then we can we can achieve the sustainable development along with the technological development also. So actually by keeping all these things in mind, I had done a very small innovative ideas at home I had done, and in this COVID situation I had made one medicinal mask. And you believe it or not, whenever some people they are suffering from cold and cough, they wear this herbal sanitary, sorry, this medicinal mask. The cold has been gone away. And not only antimicrobial action, it is having the anti-inflammatory, this thing. Cold has been gone up. And I had used some herbal medicines, and I had made that mask with Pondur Khadi, which is recently it is getting GI also, geographical index, Pondur Khadi Khadar, and that is Swadesi Khadi. I had used that fabric for making this mask, and I had made it as antimicrobial by incorporating some herbal medicines in that. That is one thing I had done, and recently we have made herbal sanitary napkin pads, which are causing very huge environmental nuisance as a landfills. So whatever the currently available sanitary napkin pads are having non-degradable toxic chemicals which are known as dioxins, and dioxins are highly carcinogens which are making damage of feminine health, rashes and all the things they are making. And we had switched from that toxic chemicals to herbal chemicals. We had used neem, tulasi, and we are making that cotton also from gongura fiber, banana fiber, bamboo fiber. Because whatever the currently using all the sanitary napkins, they are making use of this wood pulp, and wood pulp is having some pesticide residues in that. Whatever the residue I had told initially regarding this excessive usage of the chemicals, the pesticides and insecticides also causing this type of residue formation. And whatever the wood pulp the manufacturers are using, that is having this the residues which are making carcinogenic in nature. And so that we had thought that why can't we switch on to the this thing environmental friendly, eco-friendly, and biodegradable herbal sanitary napkin pads, so that we had succeeded in that also. So like that, my humble request and suggestion to the younger generations, that think innovatively, and there is nothing impossible, and there is we are not God to create anything. Actually, everything is in nature. Just we have to concentrate and have to think innovatively. And uh, in my assumption, whether it is right or not, I don't know. But in my assumption, searching is nothing but research. So whatever currently whatever is there already in the universe, we need to research it, and we have to make it as like an innovative, and we have to make it as a societally useful productive work. So like all the science and technological students, they need to collaborate to make this environment and this earth to be sustainable. Uh, with the permission of permission from sir, sir, shall I conclude this?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me such a nice opportunity. I don't know whether I met and I made satisfactory the audience or not, but I'm expecting some more in future also to give all my views the viewers. Thank you so much, sir.